It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Believe it or not, we are only 2 weeks away from Selection Sunday and the March Madness we did not have a year ago. And we have selected an outstanding panel for Team 387. DeShaun Tate, Lansing-bred, Atlanta-based basketball savant, popular on all sorts of platforms. Tate's Take Hoops, where basketball lives. This is your time of year, DeShaun.
Yeah, it is, and thanks for sharing this space with me, Jack. Really appreciative of that, and all ready for March, man. I've been just kind of waiting on it forever, it seems like. And you guys were talking about how, handsome I look. I'm a little bit envious that you and the next guy about to bring in has a little bit more hair than I do, though.
Yeah, Tom Crawford is our eye candy on this show. Want to welcome in Blue Belly Tom, my broadcast partner for nearly 19 years. He is a regular contributor to the Wolverine.com. He is the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network, and he is the most frequent panelist on our first 386 shows. How you doing, Tom?
I'm good. DeShaun cleared a barrier. I've never been labeled eye candy on any kind of platform. So thank you for that. Listen, it's great to be here. I'm in a terrific mood, Jack and DeShaun, because the Wolverines are in pretty good position on the threshold of winning a regular season Big Ten title in basketball.
Not just winning it, Tom, running away with it. And now with the loss by Baylor last night, you're talking about a Michigan team that will probably be the number 2 seed when it comes to the NCAA tournament selection, and certainly on the one line. But they've been playing that way. Certainly deserve it.
No, they do deserve it. They're in the toughest league. And but, once the big dance starts, all that goes out the window, and you got to try to get out of the first weekend. And we know all the anxiety that goes with that. So we got a lot of fun stuff ahead of us, including some big regular season games to close out this week.
We have seen some teams that have been ranked number 1 or number 2 go down early. I don't think we can ever top Virginia, losing by 20 to Maryland, Baltimore County.
Yeah,
that was the first time a 16 and the only time a 16 had beaten a 1, and they did it convincingly.
Yeah, that's you don't want to be that team. You don't want to be the one to lose the 16. You get a lot of flack on that one.
DeShaun, when you look forward to this tournament, what's the one team you most want to watch?
Really, it's Gonzaga, honestly. I just want to see if they're going to live up to the expectations that's been set for them, and they're likely going to be going into this thing, at least I think so, with a bagel next to on the right side of their record. So I'm looking forward to them probably more than anything.
Well, when you think about the number of teams that have gone into the tournament undefeated, very few, and haven't had an undefeated champ since Indiana in '76. We'll be right back.
Hey, Ratchets, look! I'm you!
Jake from State Farm. You couldn't find a stand-in who looked anything like me?
Have you seen mine?
It's like looking in a mirror, right?
Now that one makes sense.
Look, guys, I don't even have a stand-in.
Of course you do.
Hold on, is that Drake?
That's right. Drake from State Farm.
Like a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor.
Stand-ins don't have lines.
Oh, okay.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
They say less is more, but we believe more is more. That's why we built FanDuel Sportsbook with more ways to bet, more ways to fund your account, more ways to cash in, and more ways to cash out, with payouts delivered straight to your bank account in as little as 24 hours. You want more? You got it. FanDuel Sportsbook is now available in Michigan. Place your first bet risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as the side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus. Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River and Okemos. With 107 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf. There you see a jubilant Tom Izzo Thursday night after the win over Ohio State. Could have been Tuesday night after the win over Illinois. Definitely wasn't today after the trip to College Park, Maryland. But DeShaun, let's start with the positive. In an incredibly challenging week, you were in Breslin Thursday night for the Spartans' big win over 4th-seeded Ohio State after the Illinois game you see up on the screen. Stunning win over 5th-ranked Illinois, and a win over Ohio State. Actually led the Illini by 19 points. How do you explain the first back-to-back wins over top 5 opponents in school history, and the first time any team has done that in the last 4 years?
Yeah, I think it's just more so a matter that they shot the ball much better and actually playing with some Spartan pride. I think that was one of the bigger things, finally finding some of that toughness that this team and this program has been built on and established upon since Tom Izzo got there. So also finding some balance offensively, defensively, getting it done. I heard Tom Izzo in the post-game presser talking about how they don't just go out to win games. They're trying to win championships. And one thing that they accomplished, although it's not a lock for the tournament, is that they have accomplished getting up off the mat. And I think that that's the first start.
Michigan State was projected to win just 19% of the thousands of computer simulations of the Illinois game, 24% of the time against Ohio State, and it went up just short of 34% today at Maryland. But, Tom, whether they were tired or just handcuffed by a stifling defense, it was very different against Maryland. A team that hit 50% of its three-point attempts and was not a good long-distance team coming in, and also made 23 out of 24 free throws.
Yeah, it was amazing. This is a red-hot Maryland team of Mark Turgeon, and those are 2 glaring metrics you just mentioned. I mean, when you're hitting that much from the 3 and then perfect from the free throw line, that's pretty tough. But that meant they were attacking the basket. I thought Maryland played very good. They got the 11-0 jump. And the thing about and Ayala was wonderful with, 22 points. He had a terrific game. But the thing about what Maryland did is they transitioned deep. That's how you beat Michigan State. You do not become victimized by that off the made basket or the miss. You've got to get back. And they did a great job at doing that today.
Terrapins did a terrific job of collapsing and denying penetration into the paint, and looked like executed the plan that Mark Turgeon had to perfection, and of course got off to that 11-0 lead, and that was basically the story. Michigan State never got closer than 5 the rest of the way, and Aaron Henry was short, it seemed, on just about every shot, DeShaun, but when you look at his performances this season in the Big Ten, some very interesting things pop out to you. One of them is that of the 17 games that Michigan State has played in conference, in all but one, if he has scored 16 points or more, Michigan State wins. If he scored 15 or less, the Spartans lose. The only exception was when he went off for 24 in that loss at Iowa, DeShaun.
Yeah, I think the main thing for this team, obviously, is really about him being the primary scorer for this team, and in some cases even defender, putting him at the 4 spot sometimes on the defensive end, which we've seen a couple times Brandon Dawson and Denzel Valentine in the past. So just kind of hanging his hat on that defensive anchor spot. And it's really tough to try and find that balance. But look, in those 2 games most recently that was won, 38 points, 4 steals, 5 blocks for him, shooting over 50% from the field, I think was something that was great. Not always saw him as the number 1 option for this team, but he's certainly embracing the scoring and the leadership role.
Tom, when we take a look at Michigan State's remaining schedule, 3 regular season games, and then going to face a tough opponent in the Big Ten tournament, which of these games do the Spartans win, and will that be enough for a 23rd straight NCAA tournament appearance?
Well, I mean, Indiana is totally spent. Michigan State's is going to cruise over the Hoosiers. I truly think that. And, you know, quite honestly, and I don't have a problem. You know, I think they're going to split with Michigan. I really do. I think they're going to lose to Michigan Thursday night at Chrysler, but then I think they're going to counterpunch on Sunday at 4:30 and win that second game. And then they're good to go. They don't even need to do anything in the Big Ten tournament, in my opinion. But if they do happen to get swept by Michigan, they got to probably grab one in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and so much depends on what happens in other conferences. Is there upset in the conference tournament? Do other teams start to fade? We'll be right back. We'll take a look at Michigan and the Big Ten up next.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Crawford.
Tired of your boring, plain, or outdated kitchen? Kitchen Tune-Up has 5 ways to update. Get an entirely new look in only 1 to 5 days. That's right, kitchen remodels in only 1 to 5 days. You don't have to save up for years, and it doesn't take months to remodel your kitchen. At Kitchen Tune-Up, most projects fall between $99 to $249 a month. Call now for a free consultation. Call Kitchen Tune-Up to schedule or visit us at kitchentuneuplansing.com.
Come on down to Grow Generation for all your grow supply needs. We've got it all, from organic nutrients and soils to state-of-the-art hydroponic equipment and lights. Grow Generation has the best product selection, service, and solutions in the industry. Ask about Sun Leaves, our in-house line of nutrients, or check out our brand new Ion 720-watt LED light fixture. Whether you're a novice or a pro, Grow Generation is your one-stop shop for all grow supplies. Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs. There you see the story of Michigan's convincing win over the Iowa Hawkeyes Thursday night. Blew them out in the second half. And that win looks even better today after Iowa went into Columbus and got a big win. And it wasn't the only victory for Michigan this week. Less than 48 hours later, on the road in Bloomington, Michigan with a big win over the Indiana Hoosiers. Tom, the way Michigan is playing right now, it's hard to imagine any teams in the country other than Gonzaga that can say that they're playing that well. You have watched Michigan basketball since Cassie Russell in, 63, 64 season. Have you ever seen a more dominant team in Chrysler, even the national champions? Have you ever seen a better season than this one?
No, not national champions, not Fab Five, not even close. This is a balanced team, Jack. That they have so many weapons. I always listen to the opposing coaches post game. Archie Miller went on and on and on about Michigan, about their balance. They keep coming at. Fred McCaffrey was talking about the transfers, how Mike Smith, Shawnee Brown, how they've contributed. I mean, you got the big 300 Dickinson, Isaiah Livers, Franz Wagner all playing tremendously, but it's those transfer contributions that have taken this team to a different level, and they got it cooking right now, and it's going to be a tough team to take them out once the NCAA tournament starts in a couple of weeks.
DeShaun, I thought that this Michigan basketball team would be good. I predicted last summer that it would be better than the Wolverines football team, but I didn't expect it to have one loss at the end of February. How has Juwan Howard's team been so much better than everyone expected?
Yeah, I think he's more so been getting everybody as far as his guys to buy into the system and the things that he's been trying to put in place. This dates all the way back to the Battle for Atlantis, all the way back last year. But he knows how to relate to these players, that's for sure. I think that's been some of the bigger determining factors. But to be able to implement adding the clipboard, the X's and O's, the things that people question him about, maybe not so much the recruiting, but things on that side, being able to show that he's able to do that and get his guys to believe in him, I think that's been the biggest difference maker outside of the fact that he has really just taken one game by one game, not so much looking at the rigorous Big Ten schedule. They're confident.
Tom, let's take a look at the Big Ten standings. And can you tell us who the second, third, and fourth best teams are, the ones that are going to get the double bye, and which team here poses the biggest threat to U of M in Indianapolis?
Well, I mean, after Michigan, it's Illinois and Iowa to me, and then it's Ohio State still ahead of Purdue. I mean, Purdue would be that other one. I would assume this is going to be interesting if he plays. If he plays, he's the best closer in the whole Big Ten, I would assume. I'd rather have him on the court for me than anybody. It'll be interesting to see if he plays on Tuesday night. That'll be a huge game.
DeShaun, I want to take a look at the Wolverines' remaining schedule, the 3 regular season games next week, and then off to the Big Ten tournament. And you don't think they're going to win them all, but the one you think they're going to lose is the one that most people think they are by far the most likely to win. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I might have accidentally heard Tom mention it earlier, something about splitting games. I think he's living in my head rent free, but I think that the game that they're going to split with Michigan State is going to be the one in Ann Arbor. Now, that's the one that's not going to be the most likely, but I think that there is a real chance at that thing. When it comes to the game against Illinois, depending on if Ayo Dosunmu is going to play or not, the way Dickinson played against Garza, the leading National Player of the Year candidate, I can only imagine that we'll see much of the same against Kofi Coburn. But I think Michigan State's going to pull away with one of them. I'm just going to go out.
I don't know if they have a good shot, DeShaun. I don't know what kind of shot they're going to have here. A senior night in Chrysler, Isaiah Livers, and his final home game. That would be a surprise to everyone. We'll be right back.
We believe home is where the action is. With the FanDuel Casino app, you're only a few taps from your favorite real money casino games, like slots, roulette, and even blackjack. And when you're ready to cash out, you can get to the cage without ever leaving your couch and get your winnings in as little as 24 hours. With FanDuel Casino, you're never far from the action. Join today and play your first 24 hours risk-free and get up to $200 back.
At Lansing Community College, my future is worth the work. LCC offers transferable classes for 40% less and career-focused programs I can complete in less than 1 year. LCC professors and instructors are online learning experts and bring real-world professional experience into the classroom, so I can be confident my education has value. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you a free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, visit Brian and his terrific staff at theticketmachine.com. There you see Mike DeCourcy's projections for the top 4 seeds in each of the 4 regions. These regions are all going to be in the same area, competing in the state of Indiana, and primarily in Indianapolis. But if you see where Gonzaga is, the #1 overall seed, and I think now we might be able to flip Michigan and Baylor, although they would still be on a collision course to meet in a national semifinal. DeShaun, the 4th spot there that was assigned to Ohio State. Bad week for the Buckeyes with a couple of losses. Illinois also losing. Villanova getting whacked today by Butler. Who do you see as filling out that one line?
Yeah, I think in that one it's going to either be Illinois or Ohio State in the event that Michigan ends up falling in the conference tournament and one of those winning. I think that they'll get in, or maybe even if one of those 2 teams go to the title game in the conference tournament and be able to get in. If not, it's going to be really hard to keep teams like Villanova out if they win out. Maybe even more so, not talking about football, talking about basketball. Maybe if Alabama finds a way to win out, they can sneak in there as well.
Yeah, I could see Alabama getting in there, and wouldn't that be something if the Crimson Tide won in football and shocked us all and won in basketball? And remember when Florida did that in 2006, 2007? So it is possible. DeShaun, thank you for not saying Texas.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I wasn't going to do you like that on this one, but I'm still keeping them on the back burner in the back of my mind, that's for sure.
Tom, can you make the case for the Wolverines if they go 3-0 this week and win the Big Ten tournament for being the #1 overall seed based on strength of schedule?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because they had just 1 loss against Minnesota. They're in the toughest league in the country by far. I mean, Gonzaga and that West Coast Conference. I mean, you're playing Pepperdine and Santa Clara and San Francisco. Come on. And they've struggled in a few of those games. Baylor, I watched them last night, pretty much the entire game against Kansas. At moments, they look, wow, this team is really good. but other times they don't look so good. So I think if Michigan runs the table, they're the number one seed in the whole tournament by far.
And Baylor showing the effects of COVID. First game back, they were 17 down to a 2-win Iowa State team.
Right.
And last night didn't have it either. And it usually takes 3 games to come back and have some semblance of who you really are. DeShaun, I want to take a look at the Michigan State and Michigan NCAA tournament histories going back to 2007, 2008. That was the year that John Beilein arrived in Ann Arbor. And if you look at these teams, I think we're blessed. Tom, you and I talked about
Jack,
that.
I'll tell you what. It's about time that we actually have someone else within this inner part of the state that's just trying to stay away from Michigan State all the time when it comes to March. Michigan has done a phenomenal job at adding themselves to that list as well. And I'll tell you something else. I think a lot of the credit goes to the coaching. The players recycle, but the coaches not so much. They've been doing a really good job. And I'll probably put those 2 programs up against almost any other state when it comes to success in the month of March.
This does not count the first 4 of Tom Izzo's 8 Final Four appearances. But when you think that these teams together have been to the Final Four 6 times and, they're winning twice as many games as they lose, that says an awful lot. Tom, we are 10 days away from the start of the Big Ten tournament, the first one ever at Lucas Oil Stadium. As we take a look at past Big Ten tournaments and championship by school, what stands out to you?
Oh, Michigan State's pretty good, the Big Ten tournament. I mean, that stands out. I don't know. It's nothing in particular other than the fact that, you got Purdue has had 1 title. Purdue is just, what's clear to me is they just underachieve, it seems to me. A lot, and when it comes postseason.
Yeah, and Tom, if you take another quick look at that list, there were 2 that were not included. There was an Ohio State and a Michigan title that were vacated, but still only 7 teams have won the Big Ten tournament going back to 1998. Indiana's not on that list. Iowa's not on that list. I mean, you've got some teams that think that they can play some basketball, but they're nowhere to be seen in terms of Big Ten tournament titles.
Yeah, in fairness to Rutgers and Maryland, they haven't been in that long. So, I mean, you can take those 2 out of it. But, you're right. It's been an imbalance for sure.
We will be back in just a minute. Our Law of the Jungle segment up next on Press Pass.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Tired of your boring, plain, or outdated kitchen? Kitchen Tune-Up has 5 ways to update. Get an entirely new look in only 1 to 5 days. That's right, kitchen remodels in only 1 to 5 days. You don't have to save up for years, and it doesn't take months to remodel your kitchen. At Kitchen Tune-Up, most projects fall between $99 to $249 a month. Call now for a free consultation. Call Kitchen Tune-Up to schedule or visit us at kitchentuneuplansing.com.
What were you doing in the 70s?
I was totally engaged in starting my business, selling and installing 8-track tape players.
Electronic Outlet is celebrating their 50th anniversary, bringing you the best brands in car audio, Alpine, Sony, and Memphis. Remote car starters from Viper, Crime Stopper car alarms, and window tinting to cut down on glare and add security.
We'd like to thank you, our customers, and Greater Lansing for 50 years of support. Stop by and say hi. We're still here to serve you.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff for the best in Mediterranean food. That's why I'm there every week. There you see Pistons forward, at least I think he's still a Piston. It could change before the end of the show. But Blake Griffin, National Player of the Year, coming out of Oklahoma and was jumping over cars, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and then had an all-star career, 6 all-star appearances with the Clippers, comes to Detroit and gives them something initially, but lately not so much when you think about he hasn't dunked the ball in over a year, and it seems like he is strictly a perimeter player at this point. DeShaun Tate, is it possible that Blake Griffin can find a home with another team, a playoff contender, and make the difference, put them over the top to win an NBA title?
I think so, Jack. I really do. I mean, the question is not necessarily, if, but when. And I think for one of the teams that I really believe that could be the most likely for something like that is the Lakers. That wouldn't be a surprise to me. I think that the Miami Heat could potentially be another one of those teams. This guy is more than just a highlight reel or a slam dunk champion. He's, like you said, a 6-time All-NBA All-Star and 3-time second-team All-League. He's certainly in the conversation to be one of the higher sought-after contributors for a contender.
DeShaun, I don't think you're going to see a team give the Pistons a high pick, maybe a pick at all, or do anything in terms of sending a player back. They're just going to wait until the Pistons cut bait, and then they'll pick him up, and that'll be fine with Blake Griffin as he tries to get a ring. What would you think about Philadelphia? Now, Tobias Harris has had health issues. Could he go there and be a support player for Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons?
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be totally against that. It's not something I'm necessarily in love with, but I like it as long as it makes sense, obviously financially and from a chemistry standpoint for what they're trying to put together. There is no more embracing processes in the city of brotherly love. They've got to be real contenders for world championships, not just in the East, but you got to crawl before you walk, and it could start with Blake Griffin.
Tom Crawford, it has been an excruciatingly slow rebuild, or as Gregory Kelser likes to call it, restoration for the Pistons. With the record they have, do you see any signs of progress?
Not too many signs, Jack, and in all candidness, I've watched the Pistons fewer times this year than ever. I've probably watched them 4 or 5 times, maybe tops. I've noticed a couple times Dennis Smith's a young player, 23 years old, and last couple games he's averaging about 15 points a game. I'm looking for little parts like that. When you're 9-24, I want to see, some progress, and I'm not seeing it. I just think it's a long haul. What do you want to call it? Rebuild, gut, whatever. It's going to take a long time before the Pistons are relevant in the NBA, in my opinion, or any of these Detroit teams when you think about it in professional sports.
Well, the Pistons haven't gotten anything out of Killian Hayes. He's been injured. We have seen a few things out of Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, but those are the players that really have to mature for the Pistons.
Right. Absolutely. It'll take a while.
sports here and take a look at the Detroit Tigers now. And they had their exhibition opener today, a 10-2 win over the Phillies. And one of our most loyal viewers, Fred Thompson, said that he thought that the Tigers were going to win 84 games this year. Don't know what hopium pipe he's using, but when you look at what the Tigers have to do, what's the biggest sign of improvement that we need to see?
Yeah, I was going to say that loyal listener must have been spending his time at Woody's Oasis, that's for sure. But listen, they've been leading they're leading the Grapefruit League as of now, and obviously that's something that's a start. To start somewhere, you've got to be able to compete. They showed that they've been able to do that, even if it is just for one game. It is a long race to dig yourself out of the mud amongst the professional Detroit teams that have pretty much been abysmal. They got the New York Yankees up next, and let's see if they can add a number to the left side of the result column. Who knows?
All right, let's switch sports again and talk about the NFL draft less than 2 months away. And gentlemen, a lot of teams are in search of new passers, could have 18 different starting quarterbacks next year. DeShaun, which teams will trade for passers and which ones will try to get them in a quarterback-rich draft?
Yeah, for sure. I think when it comes to the quarterback, Rich, I mean, 3 of those top 4 teams that was there on that graphic are obviously going after quarterbacks, that being the Jags, the Jets, as well as the Atlanta Falcons. And who knows, we could see maybe the Saints, maybe the Pats, maybe even the Bears try and take some looks to try and move up perhaps. But I'll tell you what, this is definitely the time to try and do that.
Lions need a defender. There'll only be 4 defenders away. We'll be right back.
It's the 36-hour sale at Furniture Row. So get ready because everything is on sale. Save on living, dining, and bedroom. Plus 5 years, no interest, and free shipping. But hurry, the 36-hour sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
The PGA Tour and FanDuel have teamed up. Now you can get more action out of every stop on the tour. Get your bets in before the tournament starts and keep betting with updated odds until the last putt falls. Then get your green in as little as 24 hours. There's always more ways to win when you bet the PGA Tour on FanDuel Sportsbook. Join today and place your first bet risk-free, up to $1,000 back if you don't win.
Looking for great sleep at a great price? Denver Mattress has you covered. And during the 36-hour sale, check out the Summit Firm for only $189.99, plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. Say goodbye to sleepless nights and shop Denver Mattress today.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
I mean, because at the end of the day, I would never
shut up about things that's wrong. I preach about my people, and I preach about equality, social injustice, racism, systematic voting, voter suppression, things that go on in our community. Because I was a part of my community at one point and seeing the things that was going on, and I know what's going on still, because I have a group of 300 plus kids at my school that's going through the same thing, and they need a voice. And I'm their voice. I'm their voice, and I use my platform to continue to shed light on everything that may be going on, not only in my community but around this country and the world. So, if there's no reason, I won't say no reason, but there's no way I will ever stick to sports, because I understand how this platform and how powerful my voice is. And you can just ask.
There you see LeBron James and reacting to some criticism, some feedback, other athletes included, saying that he shouldn't concern himself with those kinds of things and just be an athlete. DeShaun Tate, as a basketball addict and a proud black man, what do you think of LeBron's comments and the way he's approaching this?
No, I like the approach, honestly. I mean, listen, we're human beings first. I mean, nobody wants to feel restricted. Who is someone to say, well, you shouldn't talk about the politics because you play basketball? Does that mean that we shouldn't talk about politics because we talk about sports? I don't think that that's necessarily right. Obviously, it's something that's disgusting and something that we need to put an end to. Credit to LeBron James for speaking up and speaking out, because his platform, he's utilizing it, and it's bigger than. I'm just happy that he's utilizing it, honestly.
Tom Crawford, we have seen a lot of other athletes in other sports, people who've been called the GOAT in those sports, stay as far away as possible from controversy or polarizing issues. Why is LeBron willing to go there, and why is that important?
Well, I mean, that's just the way he is. That's the way he's wired. And I could not agree. I agree chapter and verse what Sean just said. Just because you're in sports, I mean, that doesn't mean you're just ever since just keep it to sports. Keep, political stuff or issues and going on in America out of it. I totally agree with DeShaun. I mean, if you have an opinion, you shouldn't be prevented from using it just because you're in sports. I mean, LeBron he steps out of his, the comfort zone. The guy didn't wear a shirt at the press conference today. I mean, this guy, he goes a little bit beyond, but I admire him in so many levels. He's the GOAT, and eventually he will be the GOAT, I think, to exceed Michael Jordan. Both are at 1 and 1A, but I think he might jump past him before he's done, because he's still got a lot of basketball left, Jack.
DeShaun, you were on the drive with Jack Tuesday, hours after Tiger Woods' rollover accident just southwest of Los Angeles, and very fortunate to be alive when you see what actually happened on that stretch of Hawthorne. When you look at that and you see the damage to his vehicle, how lucky is he? And given his other problems at the wheel, does he just need to hire a driver as much as he needs to hit one?
Yeah, probably hiring a driver wouldn't be a bad idea. We're talking about restricting people from what they can do. I hate to try and restrict him from what he can, he has a driver's license, he should be able to drive. But he's obviously and clearly really, really lucky to be alive and come up out of that thing with very relatively minor injuries considering the circumstances. Wishing all my best to him in his recovery, and I hope that he comes out of this thing okay.
Tom, who knows whether he will play competitive golf again, when that might be, and in the big picture, that is certainly not the most important thing. But as we take a look at Tiger Woods' career in the pantheon for his sport, where does he rank when you think of Sam Snead and Tiger are tied with 82 professional victories, and Tiger Woods is still 3 majors behind Jack Nicklaus, 18-15. Don't know if number 16 is arriving. So where does Tiger stand?
Well, I mean, I guess if you're going to use the metric of majors, I mean, he's going to be third. I think he's done playing golf. I really do. I think it's going to be extremely difficult to even walk normal after that accident. And so he's third, but he's iconic more than probably any other athlete right now than presently other athletes.
And guys, I think his greatest contributions have not been on the scoreboard. I think the best part of this has been what he has done for the sport of golf. What he has done in terms of the inner cities, of bringing people together.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Yeah, right. Pepperoni pockets, an atomic brownie, cuckoo crusty.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch. You're the man.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Let MSU FCU drive down your payment with a low-rate auto loan. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 1.99% APR. Visit msufcu.org to learn more.
There's no better place to bet the NBA than on FanDuel Sportsbook. Bet every game, all season long. Place your first bet risk-free and get up to $1,000 back if you don't win. FanDuel Sportsbook. More ways to win.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders. And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Value and Values segment, brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, a statewide organization with a proud history. The MHSAA supports broad-based opportunities for growth and teaches life lessons through the value and values of high school athletics. For the 32nd straight year, the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Farm Bureau Insurance will honor the state's best and brightest with $1,000 college scholarships, and they break it up by class. 14 honorees from Class A, including Zoe Ziegler, and she is a multi-sports performer from Okemos High School. Zoe, congratulations on winning your award. We want to hear from you. And what is it like for you to get this award and represent Okemos High School?
Hi, thank you for having me. I feel really grateful that I've been recognized, and congrats to all of the other athletes who have won this award. And thank you to MHSAA and Farm Bureau, because I think it takes a lot of hard work, both in the classroom and out of it, to win this award.
Your number one sport and your favorite sport is lacrosse. And not only have you been a tremendous player on the high school level for many seasons, you've also taught lacrosse, but you have also competed on the China U19 team in the World Championships in Canada. What was that like?
It was a great experience to play internationally and to grow the sport of lacrosse. My team played against England, Kenya, South Korea, Puerto Rico, and other countries. And it was just such a unique experience that I definitely won't forget.
Zoe, you are, I believe, 5'3". How are you such a giant out there with the lacrosse stick driving opponents nuts?
Well, actually, I'm 5'2", rounding up, but so I like to say I'm 5'3". But I think really just my speed and my tenacity on the field. I never give up when the ball hits the ground, and I'm not afraid to get fouled either.
You have a near perfect grade point, just about a 4-point, and you've also competed in cross country. You're a 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo. Do those 3 sports go together?
I think they go together more than it seems. Definitely mentally, you have to have discipline for all of them, hard work, commitment, and even physically, I feel like all sports can help each other. So from Taekwondo, I think a lot of my footwork and coordination comes from Taekwondo, and endurance from cross country, and they all help me in lacrosse.
Zoe, you've been an AP Scholar with distinction for your performance in the classroom. You've also been a class vice president 3 years, now student body vice president. You've been involved in so many clubs and action, all of the social work that you have done in the community. How have you managed to balance the time and find 26-hour days?
It definitely takes sacrifice and hard work, of course, but I think if you value it and you really want it, you can do it.
You are headed to Grand Valley State, and what are you planning to study? Where will we see you in a few years?
I was admitted into the Honors College, and I plan to study behavioral neuroscience on the pre-med track. So hopefully I become a doctor one day, but we'll see.
Dr. Ziegler, I love it. We will be right back on Press Pass.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
At the David Chapman Agency, we take your business insurance personally. Our expertise makes it easy for you. Experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about your business with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for a cool and smooth segment brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
I've heard the rumors now, and I want to make sure that you understand that the city of New Orleans is a place for you and your beautiful family. I'm LaToya Cantrell, mayor of the city of New Orleans, and I know, Mr. Wilson, that you will be a great addition to the New Orleans Saints. And more importantly, I can see us in that number winning that Super Bowl championship once again. And what else I can see? The Mrs. Sierra Wilson herself on that main stage during the historical Essence Festival. Just wanted to stop in to let you know that we not only admire you, we want you. Love you, man. Love Sierra. Love your beautiful family. The culture of the city of New Orleans awaits.
I've never seen anything quite like that, gentlemen. We talk a lot about football recruiting, basketball recruiting, but now we have mayors of cities, and they are doing promotional videos to try to get players to come to their city. LaToya Cantrell, I mean, this guy's under contract to the Seattle Seahawks, but he said he wants out, wants to make sure he wants to come and take over for Drew Brees. So we shall see how that all works out. All right, Team 387, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? DeShaun Tate, what do you have for us for a play of the week?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Canelo Alvarez on last night. Third round TKO to retain his WBC and his WBA middleweight championship belt with the knockout that he had, the TKO. It was something brutal. Let me tell you something. Avni Yildirim, he didn't stand a chance. He got beat like a Bob Ross paintbrush. Congratulations to Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Tom Crawford, I know you watched Canelo Alvarez 3 or 4 times last night, right?
Yeah, yeah I did. Yeah.
All right. What about our team of the week? Tom, what do you have for us?
Yeah, I'm a love Gago guy here. I'm going to go with the Michigan Wolverines. Their 2 big wins over Iowa and Indiana, and for these reasons. Hunter Dickinson, 8 points per game. Livers, 14.5. Wagner, 13.3. Mike Smith, 8.7. Eli Brooks, 8.7. Shawnee Brown, 8.2. That is team balance. That's why they're the team of the week, and they potentially could be team of the year in college basketball and cut down the nets.
Scary good. And gentlemen, when you think about the start of the season, they were number 25 on the first AP poll, and there you see DeShaun shaking his head from side to side. No, DeShaun says, no way can they be the surprise of the year after Michigan State beats them in Chrysler, right, DeShaun? All right.
It was back-to-back wins against top 5 teams, but hey, by all means, you got it. It's you have. I had the player of the week. You have the team of the week, so I got to respect it.
I see a bet coming here after the show. All right, for our player of the week, and there were so many outstanding individual performances, gentlemen, but I'm going to go in a different direction here. And because a year ago, Tom, we were there at Bankers Life when the Big Ten tournament was canceled, and after that, everything went to hell. And now we have athletes who at least have an opportunity, whether high school basketball players are masked or not, they have an opportunity to play a final game. That's what was taken away from them last year. They have an opportunity to compete for a championship. They didn't have that a year ago. Just glad that Cassius Winston at least had a senior day. So to all of them, they are our players of the week and wish them luck going forward. See you.